All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to TecSocial. Glad you could make it. Tonight, we're doing something a little different tonight. Hopefully, I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking. The whole idea tonight is to share productivity apps and hacks that you might have to make your life more productive and action-packed. I do have a few that I use myself to kind of get the ball rolling and get you in the groove. And we also have our monitor is wired so that if you've got an iPad or an iPhone with either the new or the old connection, or even possibly a BlackBerry, I can connect my BlackBerry to this screen as well. If you actually want to demo an app, you're welcome to do that. So just a brief reminder that, get the slides to move here. There we go. We are on Twitter at TecSocialCB. Please tweet. Tell your friends. A few apps that I'm familiar with, and I did some research to see what else was out there, what some of the magazines recommend, and one of the two top ones were Dragon Dictation, and I don't use that. If anybody here, I know Rob may have some experience with that, and John Elward is not here, but I know John is a big dictation fan, and I'm sure he may have an app. If anybody wants to talk about that or demo it, I'd be open to that. Same with Evernote. I've been wrestling a little with Evernote. I do have I have it on my BlackBerry, and I want to do this partly just to be able to demonstrate that the technology works. And I haven't really gotten totally into Evernote yet. I'm still really wrestling with it, trying to figure it out. And that's it right here, the little elephant. And the whole idea behind Evernote is that whether it's email or something that you scan, it basically allows you to add the notes, and through a system of tagging, you can retrieve them. And the whole idea is that it's seamless across all of your devices, so your desktop, mobile, wherever you're at, it's in the cloud, and you get instant access to all of your information. So I've just been playing around with it personally. I don't have a whole lot in there yet. It's something that I want to do more of, but I could really use a tutorial. Does anybody here use Evernote? Do you want to, can you give us any?
We actually use it for a company that we're promoting.
Oh, is that right?
Use it for like document repositories, things like that.
Can you give us a brief overview, or?
I've only really started getting it myself too. I know I've used it personally as well, but since I've started using it for work, it's a quick way to actually search for any kind of keywords, any kind of documents you're looking for. Like we also have a SharePoint server as well, which is horrible. The same thing. So we all tend to go to Evernote.
Yeah.
We do it, and I do it over the weekend. Like I save all the notes. It's back to our. I work for a company in Ontario, so that's what we just hope the weekend and speed is fine. It works great.
Okay.
Yeah. I can save whatever documents, notes I want. I can sync them back.
Just sync them back, and in it goes.
Yeah, and I also have a BlackBerry for it as well. We have the same thing. We have Evernote on BlackBerries.
Yeah, and email. Do you forward email in, or how does the?
I don't do that myself. I think we have one person that looks after it. I think he does. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do it myself.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try.
You have the passwords for the wiring?
I do, but you have it'll knock me out if
Okay, I'll just take notes. No problem.
Yeah, not Evernote though. Another one that that was recommended by a site is called IFTTT, and it stands for if this then that. And the whole idea is that it allows you to create these little formulas. So if you do something repetitive on your cell phone, say you have a smart house, for example, and as you get close, you turn on your lights and you turn up the heat a little bit. Well, you could set an IFTTT so that as you get within a certain range, it does that automatically. Or if you add a contact to your email, it might automatically add it to Evernote. So you can set up, I've heard people, online reviews on the IFTTT that it's phenomenal. They love it. I think Steve Manley uses that one as well. I've heard him talk about it. Time Trade is one that I started using just before Christmas. It's phenomenal. It's a scheduling app, and it allows you to when you connect it to your calendar, it finds the openings in your calendar. And then if Rob wanted to meet with me, I could send him a link, and the link I would send him would be for a 30-minute, a 60-minute, or however long I define. And it would show him all the openings in my schedule, and he would then pick the one that he wants. And when he enters his information, it books it into my calendar as well as Rob's, and then sends him a reminder the day before. It's a phenomenally...
Mercado uses that.
Well, that's how I heard about it, actually. Darren
Okay,
Gallup enlightened me on it when I was doing the follow-ups for the Spark competition. And I had 28 meetings to set, and everybody wanted to meet yesterday. I just set it up. I sent everybody an email and said, book your time, and we'll get it done. And it was phenomenal. And they have a month free, and then it's like $25, $25 or $40 for the year. And I can't say enough about it. It's amazing. Bitly, I use Bitly, bit.ly for shortening long URLs. I always get a kick out of newspaper articles when they give as part of the body of the article, you've got a URL that's like 4 column inches, right? It's massive, when they could just shorten it to something really convenient. A great example is if you wanted to sign up for the TecSocial email list, it's bit.ly/TecSocial, and like super easy to remember, and it's brilliant. Then you get to see when you log into the Bitly site, you see how many people have followed the link and used it. So you get some metrics as well.
I'm always sure to have a plugin on hand that expands those for me before I click on it.
And actually, if you go to the Bitly site, you can see the long version before you follow the link. So yeah, just for safety reasons as well. Yeah, good point.
And when you see it expand to another Bitly link, maybe it's not something.
Have you seen that?
Oh,
yeah. Another one I use is Doodle, the Doodle poll. Again, for finding meeting times, if you're trying to work with a group of people and you're trying to look for that one opening where the 5 different people can fit it together. A great tool, and it's doodle.com. I'm not sure if it's .com or .org. I did one earlier today, so it is doodle.com. It's another really handy. You don't have to have an account or anything, just set it up and go. What are some of the ones that you guys use? And if you want to, yeah, Danielle.
I'll show you a couple. So I work at UIT Startup, and we are completely paperless.
Come on up here.
With which has been a huge adjustment for me because I came from using Microsoft Outlook and Microsoft Word and paper. But there's a couple really good ones because everything's done on apps, the whole company. That Gavin Uma was the one who facilitated and set it up. So the way we have it is, I can start, do you want to just plug it in?
Yeah.
So all of our communication, there's no email. Nobody has an email except for me for outside communication with someone. And the way we communicate is through an app called Slack. And Slack is awesome. So what it is that we have channels set up, and you can individually message anyone, but you also have channels set up within your company. So right here is Slack, just 1 second. So this is our general Slack. And general is where everybody is. We also have 20 mentors in there who are all throughout Canada and North America, who mentor our UIT students at any given time. But here, Gavin put everyone, I'm going to get UIT tomorrow. I'm going to do technical one-on-ones with each of you. So I can identify how everyone's progressing. That will help us drive the next phase of the curriculum. So that instantly everyone sees that right away. So people can comment, or we use it as an encouragement tool. Gavin, 302 said, let me know if you have any questions. And AJ said, been studying up on Facebook Graphs API and may or may not have had a little breakthrough. Need to build something to confirm I understand what's going on. So it's constantly updating and everyone's in the loop. But then we also have specific channels where we're constantly talking about either companies people are working on or events that we're planning. And like Gavin's secret birthday party. So he turned 30 and we had everyone in the group except him. And that was me for a week saying, please send me videos, please send me videos. So it's really, really, really efficient app. My husband and I started a startup and we have a developer involved and we use it as well. So you can have more than one. It's a free tool. You pay after you get a certain amount of users, and after 10,000 messages, they erase. So that's something to keep in mind, but I mean, it's great. And then what I can do is switch teams and click on DocMaster, and then right away, that's Mark and Greg and I. So it's really neat to streamline everything at once and bundle it together instead of a million emails trying to search out emails.
That's awesome.
Another app that we do everything on because there's no paper is something called Trello. And Trello also has long-term UIT, 1NS. We do everything on there. And everybody has a link to go into Trello to update. And what it is, it's task lists. So it's always telling us, who are the tasks, who's assigned to the task. If you have an update, you update and you get a notification. So that you're not having your own checklist and somebody else has a checklist in Halifax and you're trying to schedule them. And that's been really, really good use. Eventbrite is where we have our high school hackathon on. So this was an app we used to invite everybody to our hackathon. And you can see right away the info on our hackathon that's happening this Saturday and our attendee list. I also, Cape Breton Partnership is using it. I signed up for Elevate Business next week. So they had an Eventbrite, and that's how you sign up, register, and pay for the event right there. So that was really, keeps all of your tickets together. You just bring it and you scan it. So again, there's no paper. Another one that we used quite a bit was we would use Google Drive for everything. So that's all of our stuff, and anyone can access it. So that's my Microsoft Word, my Excel, my PowerPoint. We have everything there so that there's no paper transfer. And on DocuSign, you ever heard of that app? That is an app I used. I was working with a real estate company for 8 years, a new home construction company in St. John's, and we did all of our client signatures on DocuSign on an iPad or a phone, and basically they're approved through the government. So we never had to have a paper trail for anyone to sign off on documents to buy a house or to sign off on things, which was really cool. So that's kind of, oh yeah, and Reebee. Have you guys ever seen this? This is all the flyers in Sydney every single week, and they update every week. So I don't have any paper come to my house. I can check all of the flyers in Sydney, which is really cool.
That's awesome. So
It's called REEBEE, and it's an app. and you put in your geolocation, or if you were in Halifax, like we were shopping for house stuff, if you're in Halifax, you can pop it in Halifax and see what's on sale at their flyers or Toronto or whatever.
And you select the retail?
Yeah, so I can just click on Superstore. And then basically, I have it on my iPad, it's really cool. But basically you can just go through the flyer, it's the exact same flyer.
Wow, awesome.
And a year ago, probably just the first shelf was full, and now you can see it's really filling
And
up
updates automatically?
automatically. Yeah. So that's a cool app. So I think that's it. I mean, obviously there's a couple others, but that's what we use on a regular basis.
Okay, thanks.
So,
Anybody else have any that they want to, yeah, Rob, what do you got?
Well, we're just, being a startup, with no money.
Do you want to share it? What
No, I can't, well,
do you have?
I gotta send some.
Or would it be,
No, that would be it. That's a. Well, you know, it doesn't matter, yeah. There's only two that we're gonna use.
yeah,
That's okay. I have to get more anyway. Two things that we're using right now in our company with our sync is Dropbox. Right now, just because we don't have the data servers completely set up yet for all the employees that are working, and so we use Dropbox quite a bit, and we found that to be very useful. The other thing too is phone. One of the things that we don't want landlines or like VoIP phones, but right now with being a startup, you know, it gets into expense and so on and so forth. So what we actually found was Magic Jack. It's a free app. Now y'all heard Magic Jack on TV for their home phone and stuff like that. Well, they actually have a free app that I just discovered last week, and I've been doing North American-wide calls. Right now we're dealing with two major publishers down in the States for what we're doing, and calling them gets expensive. So I found this. Now, I'll be honest with you, the Magic Jack app, it depends on the day calling. I've had crystal clear calls, and I've had absolutely crap calls. It's kind of crap through some days, but it's free. And I found if I stood next to the window in the boardroom, I got perfect reception every time, and it works just fine. Yeah.
That's great.
And it costs zero. You can make as many calls you want to landlines. Every other app, you can make app-to-app calls, but this one allows you to call landlines for free.
That's awesome. Another one that I'll share, it's one called Good Reader. And it, on an iPad, if you're trying to read documents that you received through the mail or something, you can only open one at a time. And what you can do with Good Reader is basically you can just load them all up, and they get in there, and as you read them, you can have full annotation capabilities as well. So when you start to annotate, it asks you, do you want to just save on this file, or do you want to create an annotated copy so you can keep your original? And then if you had, if you wanted to do something, and I'm just gonna freehand it here, whatever you're doing, and then save. It'll save it in a new document, and it's great. It's very very legible. You can connect it to servers like Dropbox. So if you had a bunch of files that you wanted to share, it's phenomenal. I do a lot of reading for reviewing submissions for Spark, i3, ESCF. And I got for Spark we had 28 submissions, and bang, just pop them into Good Reader. I can go through them. They're very accessible, and I'm not carrying a stack of paper around with me all the time. It's I can't say enough good about it, and it's a free app and very easy to use. Anybody else have one that they want to share? Jim, you must have something.
I just do everything through Google. I use Google Apps for everything.
Yeah.
So I use it to make phone calls, I use it to keep notes, I use it. Yeah, I've got literally 30,000 plus emails going back for years and years there. Because it lets me search anything on me.
Yeah.
I dump everything. Into that,
Yeah. There was actually one that I read, kind of poking around for, again, productivity suggestions. And Fred Wilson from avc.com, he said one of his favorite things that he recently discovered was delay send as part of a Google. Like, how many times have you hit the send button and said, oh crap, I didn't mean to send that. What this does, you can actually vary it's from Google Labs, and you just set it up, and then when you hit the send button, it actually will have like up to a 30-second delay. So that if you needed to do a, oh my God, and recall it, it's just kind of sitting there in suspension for those few seconds. And he said he loves that.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, that is brilliant. Another productivity hack that I heard was if you're trying to get something done, use airplane mode. We all have it, right? You use it when you fly. Well, if you wanted to just kind of block out all distractions, just set all of your devices on airplane mode and hunker down and do some work, and then you won't get any beeps or dings from or phone rings, because you're essentially turning all of those external notifications off. And that's a really good one. Even if you implemented that for 90 minutes or 2 hours a day, I think you'd see your productivity soar. Yeah.
I think most people, they turn down Facebook for most of the like myself included.
Yeah.
The problem is that a lot of people now, you communicate with on Facebook the same way you would email, right? So it's become a de facto instant messenger.
Yeah.
The other day, I sent Daryl a message. So that's, I could have emailed him, I've got an email address, but yeah.
Very true.
That's how half of our business meetings get set up right now, is Facebook. Through,
Yeah. Yeah.
We've had publisher and another person ask for services. It's all done through Facebook. Right? It's like, wow. That is Twitter. Twitter's been very.
Twitter, yeah. It is. There's so many channels to communicate these days, right? It is crazy. Well, I'm gonna end the broadcast part. If you want to continue the discussion or have some suggestions, do them via Twitter or through the Facebook page. And we're going to continue the discussion here. Thanks for joining us online.